Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 699th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, we've had a slight change of rules in this battle. This is a Rome-only battle and no missile troops, okay? So no archers, no slingers or anything like that. It's just Rome versus Rome. And this battle was fought on the Nordic woodland map, okay? So our first teammate is Brotherhood member Uther. Now Uther's got 12 infantry, 1 peasant and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 1 peasant, 6 cavalry. Remember what he does with this peasant unit? He incorporates it into his pilot shield units and just sticks it out from the pilot shield unit so it attracts all the expensive pilers being thrown into this peasant unit. And of course it can soak up pilers as good as any other unit. As long as it stands its ground there. So that's a good tactic by Uther, and that looks like his standard Roman army. Our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Earth. He has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. As I say, this is a Rome versus Rome battle with no missile troops allowed. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member JGP. JGP has also got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, and our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. I've got my standard 31k Roman army. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle. And as I say, it's no missiles and Rome versus Rome. And here is the other team. We have an RTW player who's called himself the Twist of Rome, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. And he's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so 14 infantry and 6 cavalry for Scorpion King SR. Their next teammate is RTW player Luke. Now Luke has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry as well. This seems to be the main army that both teams seem to be bringing here. And if we go all the way over here, their third teammate is RV Monarch. Now Monarch has got 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so RV Monarch, 12 infantry, 6 cavalry. And their last teammate hiding over in the woods here is FG Hamilcar Barca, and Hamilcar Barca has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry as well. So he's got the bog standard 31k Roman army. So there's the enemy team. It's got the potential to be a great battle, and they've just beaten us 2 games in a row, so they're full of confidence. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I'd just like to say that we've just been beaten twice by this team in a row. They're a very powerful team, a very good team. But as this is the last game of the night, the 4 of us, the 4 Brotherhood members in this team, have said, well, come on, let's really play as good as we know we can play. And so we're really going to concentrate and really put a lot of effort into this battle. As I say, the other powerful team has beaten us 2 games in a row. They're probably full of confidence, maybe overconfident possibly. But the 4 of us here are going to really play to our full potential here. And we're really going to put everything into this last game of the night. And as I say, they've beaten us twice in a row, and we're not going to let them beat us a 3rd time if we can possibly help it. Should be a great one to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see that I'm all the way over there trying to run over to my teammates. Now, there's a reason why I'm right at the back of my setup area. Okay, can you guess why I'm right at the back of my setup area? Okay, it's because I've got to run the farthest to get over to my teammates from this left flank. And the reason that I've set all the way back here is because I don't want to be intercepted by enemy troops as I'm running over to my allies. Can you see what I mean? Because I've got to run all the way over from this left flank to basically over to the right flank there. I have to set all the way back here just to stop myself being intercepted. Many years ago when we played on this map, I set up further forward and kept getting intercepted by enemy troops as I moved over. So of course I set up now at the back here, and this should give me time to move over. If you notice here, for a 4v4 large battle, I think that the units are moving really smoothly here, and it just goes to show everybody's got a really good computer and internet connection for this battle. That's why everything's running so smoothly. Okay, over here on the right flank, you'll see that Uther has moved really far over onto our right flank there, facing Hamilcar, Barca, and RV Monarch there. So he needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get isolated there. And there's a general view of our battle position as it stands at the moment. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Brotherhood member Uther's infantry battle formation here. And as I say, can you see how he's incorporated his peasant unit into his piler shield units there? And when the battle actually starts, he'll stick that peasant unit just so it sticks out a little bit in front of his urban cohort piler shield units there, to encourage the enemy troops to throw their expensive pilers into the cheapest unit in the game, hopefully keeping his urban cohorts pretty well free of any damage there. So that's why Uther's done that. Now you can see Hamilcar, Barca moving towards him, and RV Monarch moving towards him as well. So it might be a good idea for Uther to move back to his teammates there, because he is looking a little bit exposed. Maybe he's doing that on purpose there, to try to draw the enemy over onto that right flank there. But there's our general disposition. You can see my Julii army is just getting over to my teammates now. Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle here, you will see that both Hami and Monarch are coming around our right flank there. Obviously that's the team plan there, to come around the right flank and attack us there. You can see Uther moving his army back a little bit. If you remember, he was a little bit isolated. I'm going to move my Julii army over there so that I'm facing the other Brutii army. Okay, this is just giving you a general overview here of what's happening. You'll see they've got a lot of cavalry over our side. I think they've got most of Luke's cavalry, they've got all of Monarch's cavalry, and of course they've got all of Hamilcar's cavalry over here as well. So they've certainly got a lot of cavalry over there on our right flank. Okay, as well as I say, Hami's and Monarch's infantry. So, as I say, it looks to me like they'll be coming at us from the right flank, looking at their disposition there. As I say, I'm going to move my Julii army forward there to help cover the other Brutii army. Now here you'll see JGP moving his SPQR army towards Scorpion King SR. Okay, remember Scorpion King's army is the Scipii, blue Scipii army. The rest of his team are the green Brutii. Okay, so it'll be easy for you to see what's going on in the battle. Just remember that the green and the blue Romans are the enemy, the rest are us. As I say, here you can see Uther positioning his army, looking like he's ready to expect an attack there on the right flank. And as I say, you'll see me move my Julii army up there to face the other Brutii army, as of course we've got two Brutii army forces facing us. Right, you can see this cavalry of, I think it's Luke's. It looked like he was going to charge into that unit then, could you see that? And then all of a sudden at the last minute decided to change his mind, which was quite an interesting thing there. I say, meanwhile over here on our left flank, you'll see that JGP is actually moved back a little bit now and has integrated his army with Earth's. But now you'll see JGP moving towards Scorpion King SR's Scipii army there. Okay. So, as I say, it'll be interesting to see which flank they're going to hit us on. But it looks to me, looking at all the cavalry over here on the right flank, this is the flank that they'll be looking to attack us on here. Okay, so at the moment you can see that we've gone a bit defensive, and of course when you go defensive you hand the initiative to the enemy, which this team really loves. As I say, they've just beaten us 2 games in a row, and they're going to be full of confidence here, and will be looking to beat us for the 3rd time here. But as I say, this is the last battle of the night, and we said as a team we're going to play as good as we can, and we know we can. So it's going to be a real interesting tussle here, I think, between the 2 opposing teams. Right, what I'd like to draw your attention to here, can you see Scorpion King's cavalry moving out to the left, looking a little bit isolated there, would you agree? Scorpion King moving his cavalry out there, like you see, moving away from his infantry, moving away from his Luke, his Brutii ally there, moving it out. Now Earth, Brotherhood member Earth, spotted this, and you'll see what he's going to do a bit later on. As I say, all the cavalry, all the enemy cavalry, the Brutii cavalry, seems to be moving over to our right flank. So that's what's telling me that this is where the main attack's going to come in from our right flank there, seeing all the cavalry moving out. But as I say, Scorpion King SR, I think there's a tactical reason why he's moving his cavalry over there. Okay, but make no mistake, Earth has spotted this, and Earth is going to do something about that isolated Scipii cavalry of Scorpion King SR. Okay, as I say, Scorp's cavalry there looking a little bit isolated, but I think I know why he's done this. This is a bit of a team battle plan here. Right, so you can see his cavalry moved out there. Can you think why he would have done that? Okay, what I'm thinking is here that the enemy Brutii troops here may well attack here. Look, if they attack into Uther's infantry there, and then I think what they were thinking is then that Scorpion King could come in behind us possibly and smash into the rear of our engaged troops. That's what I think that that was their battle plan there. Okay, so they'll engage and hit Uther here on our right flank. Well, then SR will come in behind with his cavalry. I think that's what the tactical move is planned there. I mean, I'm only guessing that, but just looking at the general disposition of the battlefield. But as you can see, Earth there spotted Scorpion King SR's cavalry as being isolated, and is now going to chase him down. Can you see? So Scorpion King doesn't want to stand and fight because we've got a lot more cavalry than him at this particular part of the battlefield. So the only thing he can do is back his cavalry off. Okay, so you can see Earth chasing him there, chasing his cavalry away. You'll notice here that JGP has moved his cavalry forward as well. So there's Earth chasing Scorpion King's cavalry down. But here you can see JGP is going to act as a blocking force. He's going to stop Scorpion King getting his cavalry back over to his infantry there. You can see there JGP is going to move his cavalry in that direction there, hopefully keeping that cavalry away from his infantry. So that's a nice move between JGP and Earth there. Okay, meanwhile over on our right flank here, as I say, you can see a lot of infantry and cavalry there of the enemy team there. And as I say, looking at the disposition of their team, I think this is where they're going to attack. This is where they got the bulk of their cavalry here. Remember, this team relies quite heavily on their cavalry. So wherever you see their cavalry massed, you can put money on that's where they're probably going to put in an attack. Okay, so as I say, when you play this team, if you can help it, try not to go too defensive, because they like that, having the initiative handed to them. So you need to maybe go a little bit defensive like we have at the moment, but then we need to strike when we're ready. Okay, so just remember that. If you go defensive, they love it. Right, now here's an incident I want to show you. Can you see that both JGP and Scorpion King's armies have run into each other? Bang! As they charge into each other there. Both generals there are looking to me like being very aggressive. Now, Scorpion King said something about lag here. So I don't know whether he's had a glitch or something like that, but he said it was laggy and he couldn't move his troops back as he wanted to there. But it looked to me like he was just charging aggressively there in with his Scipii troops into JGP. I don't know what you guys thought there. And over here you'll see that JGP now is returning with his cavalry. Okay, probably looking to smash into the back of the enemy Scipii troops there. Okay. But as I say, Scorpion King says something about a glitch. This is a nice move by JGP, getting his infantry in behind them as well. There. And as I say here, I'm not quite sure exactly what happened here. I wasn't watching this part of the battlefield last time, but it looked to me, just watching the replay there, that they both kind of ran into each other there. Both of them trying to be aggressive. But as I say, Scorpion King said there that it was something to do with lag, so I'm not sure. I don't think anybody else in the game said anything about there was any lag at all. So as I say, that's an unusual incident to have happened there, I think. But you can see now JGP moving forward. You can see that Scorpion King has now reset his army there. Okay, he's moved back, but you've got JGP's cavalry and infantry looking to attack. Now, if you were Luke here, what would you do with your army to help your teammate? Okay, you can see there now. Would you move your infantry over there, maybe to integrate your infantry with your allies' infantry there to help him out? Or would you kind of do nothing and just move away from your ally? Which would you do if you were Luke's army there? Would you try and help your teammate out, or would you kind of think tactically, I'm just going to move away there? Meanwhile, over on our right flank, as I say, I think all the enemy Brutii cavalry is now on our right flank. Okay, so we know that this is where the attack's going to come in from them there on our right flank. You can see they're moving cavalry round behind us as well. This is where I think they're going to hit us with infantry and then trying to smash into our flank here with their cavalry. So that's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to attack Uther's SPQR army with infantry and then smash in with their cavalry. Or they might go over there and go into the back of JGP's infantry while he's fighting Scorpion King SR's infantry there. We'll just have to see. But as you can see here, this is definitely where the enemy are going to attack on our right flank. But over here on the left flank, as I say, if you were Luke, what would you do with your Brutii army? Would you now run it forward to help your teammate? What do you think you would do? Please leave your comments in the comments. It'd be interesting to see what you think there. Okay, so as you can see, JGP's infantry is now advancing. So what's Luke going to do? Is he going to run forward there and help his ally? He can see his allies in big trouble here, like getting hit by cavalry and infantry. So if you were Luke, what would you do at this stage of the battle? Would you run forward and try to help your ally? What would you do? It'd be interested to see what you think. Right, so more of our allies cavalry charging in there like a bang as they smash in there. And I think Scorpion King's held quite well here. Look at the impact of cavalry and infantry charging into him. What's Luke doing with his infantry there? Is he trying to help Scorpion King or... Nope, he's pulling his infantry back there. He must have just thought that there was no help in Scorpion King there, so he just pulled his infantry back there. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you guys to think, is that what you would have done, or would you have helped your teammate out? Be interesting to see what you think in the comments. Right, over here on the right flank, as we thought, and behind us too, you'll see enemy cavalry. Right, now Scorpion King had his cavalry hidden in the woods there. He's now brought them out of the woods to attack. You can see that the enemy Brutii have got in behind us with both cavalry and infantry here. So as I say, this is the main attack coming in on us now from the enemy Brutii team. You can see, as I say, they got their cavalry locked and loaded. They're really being aggressive with their infantry, as they have been in the other two battles there, and they're really looking to close in on us. Okay, as I say, they got all their cavalry over this side, and you've got Monarch's infantry, and you've got Hamilcar's infantry there as well, and as I say, all their cavalry there ready to smash into us. Okay, and they're moving, as I say, you can see that they've got Brutii cavalry and enemy Scipii cavalry in behind us as well. So as I say, this is going to be an out and out attack there for them coming on us. There's Scorpion King SR's Scipii cavalry charging in like a bang as that unit smashed into one of our SPQR units there. And as I say, you can see the enemy team being very active, very aggressive here with their cavalry and infantry attacks there. There goes a Brutii cavalry going in there like a bang as it smashes in there. Another Brutii cavalry attack coming in there like a bang. Several of Uther's SPQR units are starting to rout now, but you can see a massive attack coming in there. And over here you can see our SPQR ally fighting Scorpion King SR's cavalry and gradually routing them. Right, you can see my Julii cavalry going in. I'm going to charge into that Brutii infantry with my SPQR ally, and bang as we smash in there. Look at the impact of my Julii cavalry there. But I must say, during the course of this battle, I thought Hamilcar's infantry seemed incredibly tough. Right, you can see there, they only show gold shield, gold attack. But I would have expected to see a lot more of his infantry routed there with both my SPQR allies' cavalry and my cavalry smashing in there. It just seemed to me, I remember at the time thinking, is his infantry ever going to die? Like, it seemed to be that tough. But there you are, you can see we smashed in there with cavalry and infantry. You can see there my Julii army, I've moved forward now to counter Monarch's infantry. Okay, and now, because we've got rid of the enemy Scipii troops there, we've got JGP's infantry and Earth's infantry now being able to come over to the fray. Okay, so that's good news for us. And as I say, here you can see this is I think going to be the make or break of the battle here. There you are, you can see enemy cavalry counter-attacking. Look, and bang as they smash in there. Whoa, what an impact of cavalry that is there. That's bad news for us. It looks like our SPQR general, one of our SPQR generals, been killed. Here you can see our SPQR cavalry charging in there as well. Look, bang as they charge in there. really trying to put the pressure on. Just look, remember the enemy are the green Brutii, we are the Julii and SPQR, okay? So as I say, the green Brutii are the enemy troops. You can see them there at a glance. Look how much pressure they're putting in. All their infantry and most of their cavalry involved there. You can see I've pulled my Julii cavalry back, locked and loaded, and is now going to charge forward again there, look. And in goes my cavalry, and bang, as we smash in there. You can see some more Brutii cavalry coming over here and charging into the fray as well, look. And bang, as that cavalry charges in there. Oh my gosh, what a massive tussle this is. As I say, I think this could be the make or break of the battle at this particular point here. You can see a lot of our allies' SPQR units starting to rout there. As I say, Hamilcar's Brutii infantry, I always thought, blinking heck, really hard to kill. We were hitting him with cavalry and infantry, and still his infantry held, and he's only got gold shield, gold attack on him, so it was a surprise to me there. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing now is bringing my Julii army over into the fray as well. What I'd like to do is drop them in there, still watching that Monarch's Brutii infantry, but bringing my infantry down there to help take out the Brutii infantry there that seems so difficult to kill. Okay, so you can see that there. You can see our SPQR ally is attacking. Now I'm going to charge in with cavalry once again, look. I know they're battle depleted, but they've still got a lot of charge bonus, look. And bang, as my cavalry charges in there. Didn't even rout a single Brutii unit there. You notice that? Very, very, as I say, his infantry seemed really difficult to kill. His general's still alive there, so of course he's given general morale bonus, but in general his infantry seemed, as I say, really hard to kill. You can see I'm moving my Julii army down there as well, so I'm going to engulf the rest of his units with my Julii units there. Okay, but you saw my cavalry charge there. Yes, it was battle depleted, but I was expected to see the rest of his infantry routed there. Now over here you can see JGP is facing Monarch, but he needs to watch his rear because you can see Luke has now brought his infantry out of the woods. Do you remember he was in the woods there? He's now brought them out, and they could be looking to do a sandwich attack on JGP. Okay? So you can see Monarch's infantry in front of him there, and you can see Luke's infantry coming behind him. So I remember shouting to JGP, watch your rear, because now I'm going to start moving my Julii army up to help him. Okay? You can see over here, I think a lot of our units there, that you see a lot of our SPQR units have been routed at this stage of the battle. Okay, so as I say, lots of our units have been routed there, and you've got, I think that's Earth's cavalry maybe chasing down some routers over there. But as I say here, there you are, you can see our SPQR ally charges carry, bang, and you can see that Hamilcar's general is still alive, just routed now with all that impact on him. So as I say, Hamilcar's army seemed to be, well, really solid for just gold shield, gold attack. Right, you can see here I'm moving my Julii army up here now to help JGP. You can see Luke smashing into the rear, but you can see that JGP was expecting that attack. He's turned units to face the threat, but you can see that Monarch is charging into him as well. So you can see now all our team is start moving up here to help JGP. You can see my Julii army moving forward. Remember, we are SPQR and Julii. Okay, the enemy are green Brutii and blue Scipii. Okay, right. You can see here now. Pause the game for a second here. You see Luke split his army into two. He's got his a lot of his army over there, and the other part of his army attacking our SPQR allies. So all I want to do is go into the back of those engaged units with my infantry and put a few units over towards him. What I'm going to do with my cavalry is move my cavalry in behind him, so Luke has got to watch both ways. Okay, I want him to be a little bit confused if possible, not knowing which way to turn his army with my cavalry in behind him, if possible. But as I say, remember the enemy are the green, we're the red and the purple here, so you can see exactly what's going on. As I say here, I'm going to slam into the back of Luke's engaged infantry, but he's now pulling his infantry out the way, which is a good move for him because he could see what was coming there. So now I'm going to change trajectory with my army. I'm no longer going to chase that one lot of infantry that was facing JGP. Over here you'll see that Monarch is still there. He's still got a lot of his troops there and a lot of cavalry, and you can see Earth there moving his infantry over towards him. Okay, but you can see the battle is still right up in the air at the moment. But as I say, I'm going to change trajectory with my Julii cavalry, and I'm going to attack this bunch of Luke's infantry here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. As I say, you can see I think the enemy have lost most of their cavalry at this stage, so that's good news for us. And as I say, you'll see I'm changing trajectory there now with my Julii army. I'm now going to attack these Brutii units there. Okay, now my cavalry, I'm going to move round the back. As I say, I could charge them in there, but I'm probably going to move around the back to try and get them to get the Brutii general to wonder which way the cavalry is going to attack. So as you can see there, my Julii army is now charging into Luke's infantry here as I move my cavalry towards the rear. So Luke has got to watch both ways there. He's got to watch what my cavalry is doing as well as my infantry attacking at the same time. Okay, so there's my cavalry locked and loaded, and you can see my infantry charging in there. Okay, could be a hammer and anvil attack possibly there as we move in. Okay, can you see the tactics I'm trying to do? Trying to get the enemy to watch both ways so they can't really concentrate on one direction. Here you can see our SPQR ally there still fighting Monarch's Brutii army there. As I say, all of Hamilcar's army I think has now been taken out. Now here comes Earth there. He's still got a lot of infantry left there. He could crash into the flank of Monarch's infantry. Okay, but here you can see my Julii army advancing in to Luke's Brutii army there. You can see how I'm moving in on him there. Surge attack kind of thing into his infantry. And you can see my SPQR allies coming up as well. And you can see a couple of infantry units moving towards my cavalry. So I'm just going to split my cavalry. I'll go one way, go the other. Trying to keep Luke confused here on not knowing where my cavalry is going to hit. That's what I'm looking to do there as I move my infantry forward there. You can see Luke has now moved his infantry away from my army, which is a good move I think for him there. As I say, you can see his Brutii army moving away. So I'm now going to change trajectory again with my Julii infantry there. I'm going to go back over to the other flank where I think Uther and JGP have been holding absolutely fantastically, and I'm now going to surge my Julii cavalry in there and try and help out. Right, I'm going to charge my cavalry into this bunch of Brutii infantry there, fighting one of JGP's units. I can bang as they charge in there. But here, as I say, you can see I'm charging my Julii army forward there, routing a lot of Brutii units on contact. Okay, you can see there that surge attack by my Julii army. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see our SPQR allies there fighting Monarch's Brutii infantry. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to once again change direction and charge into the rear of those engaged Brutii troops with my Julii army, where you can see Earth holding and pinning them there. So that would be kind of like an infantry hammer and anvil attack. So that'll be pretty good for us there. You can see we've just routed Monarch's general, so that's good news for us, taking the morale bonus away from the enemy team there, the general morale bonus. So that's good news for us. As I say, if you look at Luke's army, he's still got several units left, but he's lost his cavalry. And of course, without his cavalry, he relies so much on his cavalry to win the battle. It wouldn't surprise me if he just admitted defeat, and that's what he's just done. Luke has just admitted defeat there. As I say, he relies on his cavalry so much to win battles. When he lost his cavalry in that big cavalry battle, then I think he just thought to himself, well, I haven't got my cavalry anymore. He's still got quite a bit of infantry left there, but maybe he just thought the battle was lost there. And as I say, without his cavalry, I think he feels lost there as well. But as I say, it looks like, as I say, our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Over here on the left flank, that was where Scorpion King and JGP were fighting there. So you can see a lot of dead there. As I say, I'm not sure if there was a bit of confusion over there on that left flank, because I think Scorp said something about lag. But it looked to me when I watched the battle there, it looks like they just charged into each other there. But as I say, I'm not really 100% sure of what happened there. Over here you can see there a lot of cavalry dead there. You can see a lot of Scipii cavalry dead there. But over here, I think this was the make or break of the battle here. This is where that massive Brutii army of cavalry and infantry charged in there. And as I say, that Hamilcar Barca's infantry, I remember hitting him with cavalry, and I could see my allies hitting him with cavalry and infantry, just couldn't seem to kill his infantry. Pretty tough. As we move across here, you'll see more dead. And over here, you'll see another pile of dead there as well. So as I say, it looks like our our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. You see all the enemy troops routing. I wonder if this would be a close one. Do you think it'd be a close one, or maybe sneak into average? What do you think the battle result will be? It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well there. Really well played, guys. And it's a clear victory. Just one down from heroic. So very, very pleased for our team there to get a clear victory. As I say, we've just lost 2 games in a row. But for this last game of the night, we said we'd really try and concentrate as a team. And our highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member JGP. Very aggressive, very attacking there, and he held so well as well, so he well deserved the highest kills. So well done to FG Hamilcar Barca. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but as you could see in the battle, his infantry seemed almost impossible to kill, it seemed at one stage. So I think he done well, but probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to. Well done to RV Monarch. I think he got some reasonable kills there, so well done to him. It's pretty good. Well done to Luke. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but what you'll find is if you take Luke's cavalry out, you take away his most valuable asset in his army. So those of you that play Luke, just take his cavalry out, and once he just got his infantry left, he's not that happy. And poor old Scorpion King there. As I say, not quite sure what happened on that flank, because I wasn't watching it during the course of battle, but watching the replay, it looks like JGP and Scorpion King just ran into each other there. I don't know what you guys thought. As I say, I wasn't... unless you were in Scorpion King's shoes, you couldn't really see what was happening, but it looked like they just ran into each other there. So anyway, my kills not very good, not very good kills from my army there. I still got a lot of men left there, but a little bit disappointed with the kills. As I say, well done to JGP, highest kills in the game. Really well done. Well done to Earth. He kicked the battle off by chasing Scorpion King's cavalry down there. So well done to him. Got some good kills there. Really good good tactics there. And I say well done to Uther. He held for ages and ages against massive odds there. So he did really well. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but had some really good good influence on the battle there. So really well done to the enemy team there. I thought they played well. And well done to the Brotherhood team. As I say, here you are, guys. If you put our heads together and we really concentrate and we really play as we want to, we can get clear victories even over great teams that have just beaten us 2 games in a row. Spartan Commander saying bye for now, and see you soon.